Welcome back to the DT Alpha Talkback blog and podcast. And I guess this is a video cast, whatever. But you know right here is no fluff, no fillers, baby. Just the right information right now. And if right now you're trying to make money on the internet, but your selling ain't happening or you ain't making as much money as you would like, after we're finished with this session, that's all going to change. Listen, when people go on the internet to make some money, they go and do the first thing that's probably the obvious thing to do. And that is they start selling. You see that? They start selling. But guess what? No, that's not what you're supposed to start with. Are you kidding me? I'm going to share with you here a simple 3-step process that has never failed. I want you to stick with me here because I assure you I've been doing this since 1999 and I have shared this with countless people around the world in my travels and in my coaching and in my consulting and in all my speaking. And for every single person that's used it and used it correctly, they have all made money. Now, the amount of monies, it varies, but they've all made money. And I'm going to share with you exactly what that is so that you can use it yourself too. So you may want to pull out your pencil and paper and get ready to take a few notes. This is a very simple process, but it is a key idea for you to be able to start making money online selling stuff. All right? So here's the deal. The first thing you do is not sell. So I look at selling on the internet as like checkmate in the game of chess. Not like I'm some great chess player, but it's like checkmate, meaning that's what we want to get to. But you don't start the game at checkmate. And on the internet, making money, you don't necessarily, especially in this environment, you don't really start the game selling. There's some moves that you make to go and get to the point where you're selling and you make all the money you want. So you get to the point where you can push that little button, send out emails, and make all the money you want and all the other kind of cool stuff. However, what are the steps that precede the selling? There's actually 2 of them. And I'm going to give these to you right now, so make sure you write these down. The first thing we do is here we go, we share. That's right, we share. We show ourselves to be valuable. And what we're doing in this process is something very, very specific. We are actually building our social influence. Okay, so we are sharing things that are of value. We're not trying to share stuff for people to buy from us yet. We're sharing links to videos and to articles and all kinds of other cool stuff that is relevant to the community or relevant to what? The conversation or relevant to the content. So maybe it's white papers or maybe it's videos on YouTube or Google Video or maybe it's articles or something. And what you're actually doing here is you're creating some conditioning that when you put something out, people start to do what? Click on it. Because if you put something out and people don't click on it, guess what's going to happen to the amount of money you want to make? It's probably not going to happen because people can't respond to what they don't see. And if they're not clicking on anything you put out, then they're not going to see any offers that you put out there. So the very first thing we want to do is prove to be so valuable that they will click on just about everything we put out there. Okay, and we do that by sharing. So we be patient. We just share. We want to look at how can we contribute to our market, right? So we want to share. And what we're doing here is very simple. We're building up our social influence. Now, one way where you can kind of measure this is look at how many clicks you get on certain things, okay? And then if you have the ability to measure beyond the clicks, you can look at the conversions as far as opt-ins and sales and all this other kind of cool stuff. But the point here is the very first move we're making is we're sharing. Okay, it's like, hey, you know what? I just want to share. I just want to contribute value. I just want to help you out. You know, this is some really cool stuff. And based on the conversation or based on the important content here or based on the nature of this community, I thought that this would be extremely valuable. And you continue to share and share and share and share. All right, and after we do that, we move to what I call step number 2. Now, remember, step 1 is to share because we're looking to build our social influence. Step number 2 is simple. We show. What we're doing now is we are showcasing our ability, our skills. So whatever it is we're sharing, okay, we want to make sure that when we go to the phase where we're starting to show, we can kind of demonstrate what we're capable of. So at first we were sharing resources and information that belonged to other people, but it had no pitch. It was nothing there for sale. Now what we're doing is we're kind of showcasing what we can do. And what we're doing in this phase is we're building our social capital. Very important. And by the way, social capital is not for sale. No matter how much money you have, you can't buy it. You can only earn it. Okay? And it's social capital that we cash in on. Okay, social capital is not for sale. We earn it. And how do we earn it? We earn it by sharing, building our social influence, and by showing, building up that social capital for real, because now we're starting to showcase what we're capable of and what we can do to further add value to the community, to the conversation, to the content. Okay, and now all of a sudden, people are really following us. We're starting to develop our own tribe of people. We put stuff out there. They're clicking on it. They're giving us feedback, and now they're becoming engaged. Okay, and that's very important. The level of engagement that we have with those that we're communicating with, the people that are in our community, very, very important. And then after we do that, I think the third step is going to be pretty obvious. What do you think that one is? You got it, baby. Here it comes. Here it comes. Sell. See, after we've basically shared and we've contributed a ton of value and we've built up our influence and people are listening to us and they're following us and they value what it is we put out. In fact, what we put out is so valuable, people can't wait to click on it. When I started doing this a long time ago, I was in the futures and commodities markets, and I remember I was sending out free daily trades 5 days a week, every Sunday through Thursday, and I wasn't charging anything. And I was giving more details than paid advisory services. And I remember I wanted to take a vacation, from sending those out. And when I stopped sending them out, our phones were ringing, our email was going crazy. People were upset. They were upset that we weren't sending them, and they act like they were paying for it. And it was amazing to me because I didn't realize how much value I was actually producing and contributing to the marketplace. And then it kind of brought up a question. It's like, if you stop sending out content, whatever it is you're sending out, if you stop sending it out, will you be missed? Or will people be relieved and be like, I'm glad he or she's not sending me that crap anymore? Very important. What kind of impact are you having on the people that you're looking to engage? And as far as I'm concerned, that forms the core, the foundation of how successful you're going to be in your business. So it's very important for us to share. And listen, we continue this cycle all day long. Okay, so it's not like you go through it one time, all right? What we do is we continue to go through this cycle all day long. We share, we show, we sell. We share, we show, we sell. Don't say that too fast. We share, we show, and we sell. And then what will start to happen is you can start to have these happening at the same time, where you can share a piece of information that's showcasing some skills and ability and something of value that has embedded income streams inside of it. So you're sharing, showing, and selling simultaneously, whether it's with videos or it's with audios or it's with ebooks or whatever the case may be. But the thing is that value precedes the transaction. And we're of this belief that we create wealth and all this other kind of stuff. I don't really believe that. I believe that we create value. Value is the magnet that draws the wealth to us. So if you don't like how much money you're making today, don't be upset. Just look at how much value you're creating. And if you're not creating enough value, guess what? Create more value, and that's going to become a more powerful magnet, and you're going to start to pull towards you more and more people that would be more than happy to throw all of these $100 thank you notes at you. That tend to accumulate and become thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and yes, millions of dollars. All right? But just remember, the process is very simple and extremely powerful. It doesn't matter what community you're in. You can use this on blogs. You can use this on Twitter. You can use it on LinkedIn, Facebook, forums, wherever it is. And remember, we know we want to get to selling and making money. That's obvious. Does anybody go in business to lose money or to not sell anything? Like, even if you're a nonprofit foundation, you're looking to raise funds to support your cause. So we know that. But the question is, how do we get to the point where it becomes automatic and we become such a huge magnet that we're able to draw that in, right? Pretty much effortlessly. And I'm telling you, after having been doing this for a decade and training thousands of people, this process has never, ever failed. And listen, you can have all these things in the peripheral. You could do this, you could do that, and you can have all these different channels you can use, all these different little, wingdings and stuff that come out. Bottom line is, strip away all of that, cut down the tall weeds. At the heart, at the core, at the nucleus of being able to be successful, not just on the internet, but in anything. When it comes to making money, if you share and build your social influence and provide value to that marketplace, and then you start to show, to build that social capital and demonstrate what you're capable of as far as your ability to provide value, you'll be able to sell a whole lot easier. And the interesting thing is that it then starts to take up a life of its own. And then you get to the point where you can push a button or make a phone call or do some very simple things. Because ultimately what this gives you when you do this effectively is an unbelievable amount of leverage. an unbelievable amount of leverage that then begins to optimize your income, which means you start to have less sweat and more equity, which means you're not having to put out a whole lot more effort to be able to create the kind of money that you want to create. All right? So that's it for today. All right? So I have no idea what I'm going to share with you in the next video, but gosh darn it, I believe it's going to be valuable. But before you go, you see this little, I think, tweet me or retweet button up there, and then the one above that says, I don't know, what does that say? I don't know, something about, buzz up or something, right? Show me some love. How about you go and you share this video with your followers and the communities on Twitter and people over there on Yahoo Buzz? Because when you show me love, I show you more love, right? Which means I'll continue to do some of these videos and, hopefully provide you with some value that you can go out there and use and, create more value for yourself and your family, your future, and all that kind of good stuff, all right?